It has been 2 years since we've had lacrosse on Long Island after a lost year. A year ago, lacrosse is back. Spring has sprung, and we are ready to start the Varsity Media Sports Network string of lacrosse games. We are here at Howitt Middle School, where this afternoon the Dalers of Farmingdale will take on the Seahawks of Carey in this League One crossover matchup in Nassau County. And we'll take it to our impact players, our guys to watch in this one, and it starts with Carey and a guy who's been very familiar wearing the Seahawks jersey, Joe Chodaro, a senior 5-year starter, a Johns Hopkins commit on that close defense, really athletic, has that knack for intercepting passes, ridiculous hands. Keep an eye out, too. Chodaro, he will get out and go. He's an offensive threat for Carey. And for Farmingdale, we look at the midfield, and it's senior Tommy Decker, an Albany commit, really the best offensive player, one of the best in Nassau County, a huge rising stock guy. We'll take a quick look now at the starting lineups. First for the visitors from Carey High School. You see their front line of Bailey, O'Connell, and Stevens. Farone's missing there. Dean Metzger, look out for him as well in that first midfield and that really stacked defense. All Division I commits, Todaro, Cowan, and Tello. They'll split in the cage. Mantone is the first guy in goal for them, as Farmingdale with the first possession of this game. Give you a quick look at their starters as they start a patient offensive set. Up front, you've got Becker, Woodland, and Hickes, the first midfield line of Capucciati, Decker, as well as Dom Ciaccio. There's a question whether Ciaccio would play or not, but he's here. We saw Almedina get that first face-off win, and the defense of Lembo, Bilello, as well as Ramos, Seaman in the cage. That is very much the strength of this Dalers team. Coached again by Mike Hungerford in his 5th season, a 1986 Farmingdale grad. So very patient first offensive set. Ciaccio looks to dodge, hands off. A reminder, it has been so long, right? But there's no shot clock in high school. Ball on the ground. A battle for the loose ball. And Carey will come away. It won't be easy, though. Look at the ride by Farmingdale. It's a turnover in midfield. Bit of a slash as well, not called. And here it comes, Farmingdale again. So off of that miss, there's Ciaccio up top. Again, we mentioned the question about whether Ciaccio would play today and how much he'll play. You see him coming off now. Stony Brook commit had a hamstring issue in the football season. Dalers also with a lot of banged up guys. There's Capucciati looking to walk on at Binghamton, number 12. Hands off to Kyle Wilson. Wilson will likely get some of those minutes when Ciaccio's not in. Has it on his left. Switches the field. And again, a little bit of a different look this year from the Dalers than they've been used to in the past. In the not so distant past, it's been a lot of quick offense and sort of just go and go and go. And a little bit more patient. First shot of the game is wide. No, back up there. Good job by Carey to sniff out that ball, and they'll look to get on attack for the first time today. That is, if they can get the clear. And again, it's going to be an aggressive ride, a really deep pass, and that'll be a turnover against Carey. So that 10-man aggressive ride by Farmingdale. If you're a fan of collegiate lacrosse, doesn't look too different, right, than what North Carolina gives you in the ACC. We're just an all-out ride. Obviously, at times, you're going to give up something quick on the other end, but a lot of times, and especially I think early in the year, you're going to get results like this where you do turn the ball over and get some extra offense. And Chaccio is back in. Brings that toughness to that midfield line, and also we'll see him face off when he's a little bit healthier. We saw Tommy Almadina, a wrestler. Chaccio's first chance goes wide. Backup was there in the form of Colton Becker, 3-year varsity player. You see Chaccio again with the attempt. Gets it to his left, gets a step, and that shot went wide. Splitting defenders, not quite. Ball on the ground, it's picked up. Here come the Seahawks. Some great defense there by DiNicola. He starts the offense. First shot and a goal. Jimmy O'Connell gives Carey the 1-0 lead. It comes off the turnover. DiNicola, a big part of that. And there he goes. DiNicola looks, head up, finds O'Connell, a little step, and the shot. And Carey's got the 1-0 lead. So give O'Connell the goal and an assist to DiNicola. Face-off win by Carey. That's Joe Benelli. So both face-off guys, now 1 of 2. Ball on the ground, turnover. Here come the Dalers. Looking up, looking for options. Bolello, the pole, hands off. And now Farmingdale can get into their offense. I think we're going to see a lot of that in the early season. Maybe defenders being a little bit ahead of the attackmen to start. And I think especially with these two teams as well, because you've got more experience defensively for both. There's a dodge. Pass back out. That's Woodland. Quick pass. The attempted handoff back to Woodland wasn't there. Lanky Jr. 6'4", 200, and Woodland evens the game at 1. We talked about Woodland, his ability. High marks for Woodland. Here you see him taking it off. Mike Hungerford says Woodland, maybe the best lefty attack we've had since Sal Tuttle or Corey Hendrickson from that state championship team back in 2011. Huge potential for number 13, and he ties this game at 1, the unassisted goal. Off the face-off, wing play comes in, and it is won there by Tadaro, or at least he gets the GB on the wing, but he turns it right back over. And now Farmingdale, with the best defender for Carey behind the play, has a chance to maybe get something quick, but instead they'll go back the other way. So you give Benelli another face-off win, but obviously off the turnover, it went back to the Dalers. Kyle Wilson into your screen, the bottom left. Now has the ball. Looks for an individual matchup. You got the shorty. The slide comes, though. And Wilson goes to X, and that pass just off the stick. So that's what we were talking about early, where it's going to be some situations, some problems with both teams. And not just these teams. I think a lot of teams' attack is going to take some time. It's been such a long time for these guys. As there's Metzger, draws a double. Metzger tries to get out of trouble. He cannot. He will call a timeout. We'll keep it here as we'll take a look at that huddle for Farmingdale. And again, the Dalers. It's funny, in our conversation with Mike Hungerford, he said, look, normally attacking-wise, I am a reckless guy, a risk taker. They want to play fast. Normally, he says, I'd rather lose 17-16 than 7'6", but he's not that guy this year. And we've seen that in these early possessions as well for the Dalers, where they're a team that's not going to run up and down like madmen, he said. They've not talked once about pushing the pace and playing fast. It's all about 6-on-6, grinding it out, moving the ball, getting a good matchup and going, which is a little bit different of a look, almost like a Garden City. He also said not too dissimilar than a Massapequa either this year, so a bit of a different look for Mike Hungerford in his 5th season as the Dalers head coach. Farmingdale Lacrosse is in Hungerford's blood. A 1986 grad, played on those teams in the mid to late 80s as well. And John Campbell on his staff as well in 1983 graduated. He's also got Eric Dunn and Kenny Garcia. Garcia works with the face-off guys. So 1-1 is your score. 5:57 left in this first quarter. While we will see Danny Seaman in the Dalers cage likely throughout, we will see a switch at some point in the Carey cage. Matt Mantone starting, the senior, the righty, but he'll also split time as well. Likely they'll go half and half. So Mantone we expect to see in the cage for the first 2 quarters, and then Anthony Lisinski, the senior lefty, likely for the final 2 quarters. Off the timeout, again, Carey looking to clear. Mantone goes right back. They'll switch fields. There's Nick Cowan, quick pass to the short pole. A little bit of a close to a cross check, as that's Christian Toth. Hands it off, and now Carey can get really their first true offensive set going. Their first goal kind of came off of an unsettled situation. They work it to X. That's where O'Connell will take up his office. O'Connell, that BU commit. A righty, can dodge, can really bring it, shoots it, can see the field. Such a great player there. Shot, first save by Seaman. The attempt came from DiNicola, but Seaman there to make his first save. A little bit of a ride. Seaman quickly gets it upfield. And now the Dalers will get over. It's not as frenetic and frantic as Farmingdale's is, but you still want to put some pressure on. Chachio hands off. And again, it'll be interesting to see how long we see Chachio on the field. Decker goes back to him. He's got Metzger on him, the shorty. Chachio likes that matchup. Gets it to X. Looks for options, looks for cutters. Nothing there yet. Quick cut. Now he has the pole. The double comes as well. Hands off up top. You can see getting that as offside was called against Farmingdale, but you can see they just got in on the hands. Another turnover forced by the Seahawks. And there's O'Connell. O'Connell will always draw the pole. That's the situation certainly here. You wonder what it will be like when Ferrone gets back. They think Ferrone, the Penn State commit, the senior, will be back maybe around Memorial Day, maybe the 3rd week of May. And that'll be a huge addition for Carey, almost like a late season trade, right? Like we get a guy off of waivers or something, or free agent signing late in the year. There's Metzger. He can dodge. Metzger. Second save of the game. Quick outlet. Good job by Seaman getting it in and out of his stick. And now the Dalers go back on attack. Certainly time of possession here as we approach 3 minutes left in this first quarter. Very much in the favor of the Dalers. That shot was blocked. It gets into the stick of Mantone. He quickly looks to get it out. And he finds O'Connell. Quick pass for O'Connell. Unsettled situation. Seaman, another save. Oh, he robbed Gavin Bailey. Third save for Danny Seaman. And maybe the best of them yet. Back on attack come the Dalers. The Dalers have had a great history of really good goalies. Of course, you remember a few years ago, Matty DeLuca, now at Delaware. And Seaman, the junior St. John's commit, looks really good so far. 3 saves for Danny Seaman, number 99 in your scorebook. And the Dalers will look to try to break this early 1-1 tie. Goals came early in this first quarter. There's a pass again, deflection, up in the air. Woodland chases it down. He's got Cowan all over him. Cowan did a great job getting his stick into the passing lane. And ultimately, he's the guy who causes that turnover. Cowan, the Delaware commit, a 4-year starter. And we'll have a push with possession, so we'll go the other way. It'll be Dalers' ball with 1:43 left in this first quarter. Tommy Decker. Hands off, and Chacho has played most of this first quarter. Doesn't have that same giddy-up that we're used to seeing out of him, a wide receiver, and plays in the secondary during the football season. Nice first step by Decker. There's Chacho, and again, he's harassed. He tries to get through the middle or the teeth of this Carey defense, and they're just, not just Chacho, but they're eating up everybody who tries to get into that danger area. They now look to work it from X. Spins the cage in the goal. An unassisted goal. Looks to be Colton Becker, number 3. And that's how you break the deadlock. Two-one Dalers. Both Farmingdale goals were unassisted goals. Carey's was an assisted one. Dina Cola had the assist. 4th face-off of this first quarter. And there's a clean win. Quick offense, now just missing across the way. It was a good pass, a good looking pass by Becker. Almadina with that clear win. And now again, they're going to make it really difficult on Carey. Metzger, the one-man break. Metzger, the opportunity wide. And they'll call a push against the Dalers. So you see Metzger again just breaking that ride, that pressure. You can see at the end there, that push. So 28 seconds left. Carey will maintain possession. Now, if they want, they can certainly hold for the last of this first quarter in an attempt to head in to the break tied at, or go into the second quarter tied at 2. There's Bailey. Almost a Ward one-handed pass in front. It's on the turf. Who gets the GB? Nobody yet. That's O'Connell battling for it. He's got 2 defenders on him. It'll go the other way. The pressure came from behind. Might have been Bolello there. And now 4 seconds. 3. Ball takes a bounce. Will there be a final shot? There will not be. Becker wanted to, but lost his stick. And 1 quarter, the first quarter of the 2021 season is in the books. Farmingdale leads Carey 2-1. You're watching this Nassau League One matchup on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Varsity Media is the tri-state area's leader in sports media production. We specialize in live streaming.
Gargiulo over the middle. He's got a man. It's complete. And Ciolino. See you later. Touchdown, Massapequa.
Videography. And photography. Covering all sports at all levels. We feature aerial photography and videography, college recruiting videos, live streaming of games.
Top of the key, Smith. Why not? Wow. Bang! McKee, first down and more! Charlie McKee! Touchdown, Oceanside!
School events, graduations. Varsity Media is available to cover a game, a tournament, a season, or any special event.
Talk to us a little bit about what went through your mind, how you prepared for that to run such a fast speed.
Currently, spectators are limited at events. Let Varsity Media bring the event to your fans. Contact Varsity Media today for more information. Online at varsitymedia.net or by phone
516-403-2050.
We welcome you back to Howard Middle School in Farmingdale, Long Island. Dylan Butler here, thanking you for joining us for this League One season opener between Carey and Farmingdale. The Dalers lead the Seahawks 2-1. Low scoring first quarter as we expected. Carey jumped in front on a goal by Jimmy O'Connell. And then back-to-back goals by Ryan Woodland and Colton Becker for the Dalers. And that's where we are now, 2-1 in favor of Farmingdale. As we go back to the face-off X. It's Benelli there for Carey. It's been a good battle, and that's why you have the wing play, right? Look at Tadaro, just jumped in. So you get the win for Benelli. He's now 3 for 5. So it's been pretty even at the face-off X between these two guys. Good looking pass, great cut by Metzger, and just backs up. Metzger's the real deal. A lefty, an incredible athlete, 6'2", 190. When Ferrone is in, Metzger especially plays a great two-man game with him. But Metzger, just such a great dodger. Physically can fly. We've seen that too, just that kind of one-man ride breaker. A pick is coming from behind. A lot of guys in front for Carey. Ball flips back, the one-handed shot! The bounce goal by Bailey. And we are tied at 2. Bailey, the small righty. He's a slick attackman. And here you see, just gets the ball back off the flip. The turf is your friend. And Bailey bounces it off the turf. He's a guy who'll do a little bit of everything, too. He'll create from X. He can go from the high wing as well. He can hang you up. He's got a knack for getting open, getting his hands free, and we saw it there. 2-2 is your score. Again, wing play so critical on these faceoffs. That was Kyle Lewis who jumped in, got the GB. And now Carey may be looking to get some momentum. They've just tied the score. Another face-off win for Benelli. And here come the Seahawks. There's DiNicola. He's been limited as well. Some shoulder issues from the football season. He's been up on varsity, though, since his freshman year. O'Connell works off the pick by DiNicola. Firing, and another shot by Bailey, and a fourth save by Danny Seaman. Here come the Dalers. The extra pass on the turf, it goes Woodland. He works it back up top. Woodland's got one of Farmingdale's goals. That's Decker now. Decker, he's got the shorty matchup right now. There's a bouncer. That one went high over the net. Back up there for Farmingdale, so they'll stay on attack. You see DiNicola now working defensively. An errant pass out to midfield, and that'll be another over and back, so it'll be Carey ball. Some unforced turnovers to be expected. Again, there's a lot of rust. There's a lot of excitement, certainly, for players for both of these teams, and it's, once again, been so long since they've been out here, so that's going to take a couple games, a couple quarters, certainly, to get rid of some of that rust. There's Metzger, again, pulled from up top. Metzger, one of the better midfielders in Nassau County. He's gotten bigger, stronger, dives in front, and what a goal! Dean Metzger! He gives Carey a 3-2 lead. You could make the argument maybe Metzger couldn't do this a couple years ago, and again, got himself into the weight room. He is not afraid to get into those dirty areas. He's a football quarterback. He was up on varsity since the 9th grade. Played a lot as a freshman, and Tommy Aiello said he knew we had a special one even back then. Back-to-back goals, good face-off win. That's what you need from Almadena there. His third win. And now the Dalers will look to respond. Decker looks to cut inside. The feed down low, and you can see the passing just a little bit off right now for Farmingdale. It has been a struggle on this side of the field for Farmingdale to this point. There's a shot. Oh, great save by Mantone. The rebound in front. That went wide, and Carey comes away with it. Good looking save by Mantone, a hockey goalie. Last couple of years, though, he's really worked on his craft to become a much better lacrosse goalie. Look at that long pass, the attempted one looking for O'Connell. He comes up with it. Now a little bit more push here by Carey. They have the momentum. Kyle Lewis hands off. That's Christian Toth. They'll work it now on the far side. So Mantone, he'll play half this game. Lusinski will play the second half, and we'll have this for a while, most likely. Aiello says it all depends on if there's going to be someone who emerges, but there's no hurry right now. Looking to work defensively, but we'll have a push with possession. It looked like the Dalers might have come away with that ball as Bolello was looking to push it, but there was a push against the Dalers. So Carey will have the ball again. Kyle Lewis, wide receiver during the football season. Great athlete, has that twitch. A righty, can shoot it. Gets on his horse. Looks for options. And just a little bit to the backhand. Unable to get a clean pass off to Matt Metzger, the sophomore, younger brother of Dean. Another lifer with Lacrosse, although he did play baseball for a couple of years. So he came out to JV, and Aiello said he watched him there, and he thought he was watching Dean because they're both left-handed players. Stick skills are good. He's back to Lacrosse, and we'll certainly have a few more years of Metzger on the Carey lineup. 3-2 your score. This League One crossover matchup. Again, Farmingdale, of course, a Class A school, and Carey in Class B, along with the likes of course, Garden City and Manhasset usually there. Manhasset, though, dropped down there in the C's. There's Chachio, works it to X. Southside as well, among those B squads. But Carey ranked ahead of them in the preseason. Woodland has it. He's got the pole. And Nick Cowan looks to work a pick, and a really good one too. Woodland gets it off. His shot was blocked. Cowan gets the GB. Blocking that shot. Get to that in a second as Carey looks to get it over. They do, and they also call a timeout. We were talking seeds just a moment ago. Will Tolliver, by the way, was the one who blocked that shot. We were talking seeds a moment ago, and when you look at it for Carey, pretty high expectations for the Seahawks. They're the second seed in Class B. Of course, Garden City, Steve Fennell leading that squad, and they're the number one seed, understandably so. But Carey right behind them, Southside, and then Calhoun, Long Beach, MacArthur, East Meadow, and Herricks. That's Class B. Class A in League One, you've only got those 5 teams. So Massapequa is the preseason one. And they, of course, are technically a defending state champion. Of course, that was back in 2019. Syosset, who we'll see tomorrow. They're the number 2 seed in Class A. These Dalers here are number 3. Port Washington, and then Oceanside rounds out those 5 teams. We'll see all these guys in the next couple of days as well. Tomorrow we'll be out at Syosset as Southside and Syosset will battle, and we'll close out the week on Friday from Port Washington, where the Port will take on the Trojans of Garden City. All those games for you on the Varsity Media Sports Network. You want to subscribe as well. You want to check out our social media as well. Tommy Aiello, we mentioned before, head coach of Carey in his 23rd year. He must like coming out to Farmingdale because he is a Pequot grad, a 1988 graduate of Massapequa. So you got to figure at some point these two dudes were battling each other. Hungerford's got a couple of years up on Aiello, a 1986 graduate of Farmingdale, but that's only 2 years difference. There's Metzger. Metzger, a bounce pass. And Lewis will get back behind the cage and try to initiate from X. Lewis takes a shot, nothing doing. That's an illegal screen. You can see it moving one by O'Connell. So a turnover there for Carey and Farmingdale. It's been a while since they've scored. They took a 2-1 lead, but we've had back-to-back goals now by Carey. And again, Farmingdale's not necessarily that quick scoring team this year. It's about grinding it out and being patient. So as such, you really can't afford to give yourself too deep of a deficit. There's Wilson. As they get some subs in, Tomaso Ramos just checked in, number 2. Lorenzo Ramos' younger brother. A guy who Hungerford said is a star waiting to explode. Possession stays with Farmingdale. Really, for both of these teams, it's a non-league game. Sidearm shot! Side netting. Fans here saw the ripple of the netting and thought that was the equalizing goal, but it went off the side netting. And nearly a shot. You like the idea there with Seaman out of his cage. And again, the struggles against the ride, so why not have a go from distance? I certainly thought it was a shot which should have kept possession on Carey's side. Instead, they go the other way. Quick pass into the teeth of the D, and again, a harass shot. The Poles really doing their job. That was Decker trying to get that shot, but you could see how quickly Carey, multiple defenders in on the hands and affecting so many shots in the slot. 2 minutes left, first half. Ciaccio and Dalers will call a timeout. We mentioned Ciaccio there, and you could see his number 40, and it's such a special number for Farmingdale High School because that's the number given each year in honor of John Krummenacher. Since the inception in 1999, Krummenacher was a 4-year All-American at Johns Hopkins. Also, obviously, a standout here as well at Farmingdale. Before that, he died tragically, a really sad situation. Died at the tender age of 34. So the idea for Farmingdale was, let's get something. We want to keep Krummenacher, who, of course, head coach Buddy Krummenacher, the football coach, that's his brother, John Krummenacher. They wanted to keep John Krummenacher's legacy alive and remember him. And each year that number is given out. It's not a best player situation. It's about a high character kid, a leader, both on and off the field, who's not only good on the lacrosse field, but also in his community. Some tremendous players over the years. You look at Lenny Panarelli, Kevin Brennan, the first one, went on to play at Duke. How about Matt Danowski, right? Duke wore that 40 throughout his career at Duke and then throughout his professional career as well. You go on to Kevin Wall and Travis Wall, and you mentioned Matt DeLuca before, 2016, University of Delaware. Brian Michael as well, Air Force Academy, 2018. In 2020, they still gave it out, even though there wasn't a season. That was Jack Cavioli at Siena College, and now it is that man right there. Stony Brook-bound Dom Ciaccio with that honor of wearing that famed number 40 in honor of John Krummenacher. It is Ciaccio who gets the ball back into play to Capucciati. Last year, if there's a guy on the Dalers team who really got hurt recruiting-wise by not having the year last year, it's probably this guy right here, Capucciati, who's looking to walk on at Binghamton. Nice shot in the goal! How about that for a response? Capucciati the assist. And on cue, it's Ciaccio. You see Capucciati dodging, the quick pass, the lefty rip. So give Capucciati the assist, 3-3 the score with 1:39 left. First goal of the year for Dom Ciaccio. Look at this battle for the loose ball. And this is one, and a timeout will be called by the Dalers off that face-off win. I think that was Nick Biscardi, number 18, another one of those role guys. A senior who's having his last shot, and that's going to be a theme this year. Seniors who lost their junior year, and now this is their final opportunity to play high school lacrosse, and Biscardi's one of those guys, similar to Capucciati, who was really hurt by not being able to play because of the pandemic in his junior year. But a good win off of that, and this shows you kind of, even though this is a game here that's not good look at Biscardi there on the sideline, but even though this isn't one really that's going to count so much again in the standings, both teams said this coming in, you know, look, their bigger games are, of course, against for Farmingdale, Massapequa, and Syosset. Carey, of course, with Southside and Garden City, but look, it's your first game in 2 years. You want to come out and win it, certainly. So they're both taking this one really seriously. 90 seconds left off of that face-off win and the ground ball. Farmingdale will have it. Let's take a look at our broadcast schedule. And again, we are all over it these next 2 weeks. Again, we're out at Syosset tomorrow. Southside and Syosset, another one of those crossover games. Same is true, of course, with Port Washington and Garden City. We've got Farmingdale again against Garden City next Monday. And then really, really looking forward. The bottom right there, you can see the Wood Stick Classic, Manhasset and Garden City. We will have that for you. It was the longest continuous rivalry in America. Over 100 and I think they were up to like 36 or 140 matchups between Manhasset and Garden City. Of course, did not play a year ago, but they're going to be back at it this year. We'll have that for you on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Dalers playing catch at the top. That's Kyle Wilson. Hands off to Ciaccio, who just tied the game. Ciaccio gets on his horse. Ciaccio works it to X. Decker took a step in front. Woodland had his stick up, making a cut on the right side. Still looks for it. Oh, what a move. The pass and a goal, a layup in front. The goal will go to Hickes, but it's all about the assist and the ankle breaker of an assist as well. Hickes puts the Dalers up 4-3 with 48 seconds left. There you see it from X. And an easy as you like, just a simple layup in front for Hickes. The junior lefty. Older brother Richie at Hofstra, one of those legacy guys at Farmingdale. Going a little bit too early on that face-off there was Benelli, the other way. So now Carey will get a chance to tie it late in this second quarter. Certainly a game of runs, right? Farmingdale with the last two goals of the first quarter, Carey the first two goals of the second, and Farmingdale with the response with the next two goals. You add those up, but it's 4-3 Dalers right now. Slide comes. Goes right through the crease. Gavin Bailey scoops it up. Or does he? No. Steps out. So we're not going to see a fast offense usually by the Dalers, but they're going to go here. 9 seconds left, and they went a little bit too fast on that pass from the other side of the field. So 3.5 seconds. I think enough for a Hail Mary the other way as well. Into the sun. Ball bounces, and there will not be a final shot. It's been a good first half to this point. Good game. Farmingdale had a bounce back from an early deficit. They had a 2-1 lead after one, and they've got a 4-3 lead here at halftime. We'll take a break. We'll get you some halftime stats and some highlights as well. You're watching this Nassau League One showdown on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Varsity Media is the tri-state area's leader in sports media production. We specialize in live streaming.
Gargiulo over the middle. He's got a man. It's complete. And Ciolino. See you later. Touchdown, Massapequa.
Videography. And photography. Covering all sports at all levels. We feature aerial photography and videography, college recruiting videos, live streaming of games.
Top of the key, Smith. Why not? Wow. Bang! McKee, first down and more! Charlie McKee! Touchdown, Oceanside!
School events, graduations. Varsity Media is available to cover a game, a tournament, a season, or any special event.
Talk to us a little bit about what went through your mind, how you prepared for that to run such a fast speed.
Currently, spectators are limited at events. Let Varsity Media bring the event to your fans. Contact Varsity Media today for more information. Online at varsitymedia.net or by phone
516-403-2050.
We welcome you back to Howard Middle School in Farmingdale. Dylan Butler here for this Nassau League One crossover matchup between Farmingdale and Carey. There's a good look at the second half goalie for Carey. It's senior Anthony Lisinski there, number 42, the lefty. We had a really good first half from Mantone. Matt Mantone made one save, but a really good one as well. Danny Seaman was more of the busier goalie, and you can see there one of the early goals by the Dalers. They jumped out to a 2-1 lead after trailing 1-0, and Seaman was really good in that first half. 4 first half saves for the St. John's Bound Junior. And how about that goal there at the end of the first half? Metzger getting into the dirty area, diving in for his goal. The flip shot, the bouncer as well. Carey led 1-0. 2-1 for the Dalers at the end of one. Then it was 3-2 for Carey. And then consecutive goals for Farmingdale, and the Dalers have a 4-3 lead. It'll be a push, and possession goes to Farmingdale. So the Dalers going from right to left. Low scoring game, but we expected that from both these teams, and a close one as well. They play, or they've made sure to play each other pretty much every year, and each of those games, generally a tight one. You look at the last matchup, you go back to late March of 2019, the Dalers with an 8-7 win in that one. Chaccio, we mentioned him before, with a goal and an assist and 2 assists in that one. He set up Jack Cavioli for the go-ahead goal with 7:57 left. Tommy Decker, 2 goals in that one. Jimmy O'Connell, a big one as just a sophomore, 3 goals and 2 assists. Mike Ferrone, who's out injured, expected back maybe the 3rd week of May. He had a couple goals in that one as well for Carey. Decker off the score sheet to this point. And there's Woodland. Really good looking junior lefty attackman. When you throw the names like Tuttle and Hendrickson around, that's high expectations. Woodland, though, looks to be the guy to match those. Puts his shoulder down, turns, fires. That shot gets blocked in front. Rebound, though, picked up, and the Dalers maintain their possession. There's Chaccio. We weren't good to see if Chaccio had a bit of a hamstring issue through the football season. Looks pretty good right now. Throws it in front. Oh, what a save by Lazinski in front. The rebound, though, is put home. Lazinski with the first save on Kyle Wilson, but the rebound put home, and the Dalers extend their lead, the longest or the biggest lead to this point. And it looks to be Hickes again, 22, with the rebound goal, his second of the game, and second consecutive as well. So 5-3 the lead for the Dalers. Neither team to this point has led by more than a goal. Clean face-off win. And Farmingdale back on attack. Becker. Back out. Capucciotti's got a lane. Capucciotti bounce shot blocked in front. Lazinski can't hold on. Loose ball in front of the cage. That's not where you want a loose ball if you are Carey. And the Seahawks look to clear. Cowan ahead. Lefty shot. That also bounces around. O'Connell had the opportunity. A bit more of a frantic pace right now. A lot more of the ball on the turf. O'Connell comes away for Carey. And he'll look to slow things down a little bit right now as the Seahawks get back on attack. Metzger, as Carey looks to get their numbers right. Nicola. He's become a good Dodger, a good lacrosse player. Again, another one of those guys you weren't sure if he'd be ready. Tough pass, low one. Handled there by Metzger. Metzger fires! What a goal by Dean Metzger! That's just a little sample size of why he's one of Nassau's best middies. Gets out of pressure. The lefty rip. Metzger's second goal of the game cuts Carey's deficit to 5-4. 8:23 left, third quarter. Benelli can't scoop it up. Tadaro, no problem. So good with those ground balls. That's why he's out on the wing. Kyle Lewis, hands off. Plays catch. And now Carey will look to get back on attack. That's Matt Metzger, the younger brother, 32 of Dean Metzger. He's got the ball now. Good-looking young lacrosse player, the sophomore. Back out to Kyle Lewis, the junior. Lewis with the shorty matchup. Beats his man. Lewis to the cage. Far post. Seaman might have gotten a piece. It'll stay, though, with Carey. Seahawks start from up top. Putting his shoulder down. Bit of a bull dodge, nowhere to go though. That's the way to get in on a guy. Again, expect these Dalers to play really, really tough defense. That's what they'll hang their hat on this year. And Hungerford will put his close D, his long stick midi, even those short stick defensive midfielders up with anyone else in Nassau County. O'Connell. Oh, Seaman there. Some trickery by O'Connell. Seaman, though, makes the save, his fifth of the game. And now the ride coming. Seaman's got to get the ball. They should, though, be able to clear fairly easily as Decker gets it across. It's been a clean game to this point. No man-up situations. Good fake. And the defense comes up. Cowan stays, though, with the Dalers. And again, Carey's so good at reading those passing lanes. Not just Cowan or Tadaro, numerous guys. Chaccio puts the shoulder down and hands it off to X. Checks the screen now, looks to try to play a two-man game. That errant pass, though, goes into the Carey bench. And they went a little bit too fast. They've got to get that ball back. Matt Metzger puts the ball back into play. Again, you want to spread the field if you're Carey, especially against this ride. That way you don't have to really dodge too much, right? There's Toth, spins, gets the pole. That's Jordan Smeichel. Smeichel, of course, a name known especially on Friday nights over at the football field at the high school. Football wide receiver. Antonio, of course, his older brother as well. Good move. The pass, one of those where you thought Metzger maybe should have just kept going. That pass off the mark, so the teams exchange turnovers here with a little bit less than 5 minutes left in this third quarter. Another one of those situations where a long pass and it'll actually stay with the Dalers behind the cage. Farmingdale, a 5-4 lead. Dylan Butler here, thanking you for joining us in the Varsity Media Sports Network. Our first of what will be many lacrosse broadcasts this spring. Decker, a little hitch in his step, works at the far side to Woodland. Woodland behind the cage. He's got the pole on him. Pass goes to Woodland. Nearly lost it. Gets it right back. He's pulled by Cowan. And there's Decker up top. He's also pulled. Tries to spin away. Far shot. That's again blocked in front. The Seahawks have done a great job. You mentioned before, Mantone, the first half goalie. And off of that scrum, the ball finds its way in. So the Dalers extend their lead. It was Colton Becker, number 3, his second goal of the game. And you can see it right off that scrum. Who wants it? Who's going to get it? Becker finds it. The Oneonta commit, 3-year varsity player. And he gets the goal, extending Farmingdale's lead to 6-4. So Becker's got 2 goals and an assist. In this one, he and Hickes each with 2 goals apiece. Tadaro hands off the lefty shot by O'Connell. I joke with Tom Aiello, the Carey head coach. I said, I love pole goals. He said, you might get one because his guys, Tadaro and Cowan, especially have the green light to go and really initiate the attack as poles. How about that pole work? The strip and the interception. And here come the Dalers. Low shot, and what a save by Lazinski. Look at this again. An unsettled situation on the doorstep. Lazinski, the kick save. His first of the game. And now the ride. Woodland with the push, though, knocking down Cowan from behind. So we're getting the physicality going. We're getting the sidelines amped up. Yeah, Lacrosse is back on Long Island. Lasinski, good energy in the cage, active, a bit bigger, right, than Mantone. 6'3", about 225. Time out called by Carey. We see the Carey bench. There's Lazinski as well. And when we asked about expectations of Carey this year, a lot of it is about getting healthy, right? So Aiello says, look, we've got good talent. Hopefully we can get Ferrone back. Defensively, he said, I think we'll be pretty good. He likes both of his goalies. He said that when they're fully healthy, and unfortunately they really won't get completely healthy because, again, they've got that injury to a really good faceoff guy in Badian. He's out for the year, but Ferrone, again, he's expected back late May, and that's about as healthy as they'll get. So he's optimistic. He said early on he thinks it'll be a struggle where they've got to bear down, focus, but he's liked his leadership, and it's come from different guys. We've seen their attacking philosophy. It'll get better. It'll get crisper as the year goes on. They'll play a little bit faster as well. But so many of these guys on the attacking part of the field, they've been together since they were freshmen, and even before that, playing in middle school and younger lacrosse as well. But when they're completely healthy, when Ferrone is part of the attack, well then, yeah, look, they can play really fast, and that's probably a really good reason or big reason why Carey's the number 2 seed in the Bees this year. Daler's the 3rd seed in A. But Hungerford was quick to point out there's not a team that's necessarily head and shoulders. Everyone's got a weakness this year. Clearly, you can see for Farmingdale, it's in their attack, but they're so good defensively. But he said, look, everybody, Syosset, Massapequa, they've got weaknesses as well. But as much as, maybe there's not many Dodgers, right, on this Farmingdale attack, he says, look, I've coached teams that didn't quite have the attack, and he's gotten results out of them. That shot by Metzger. You see another look at it. Metzger sheds his defender, puts that shot wide, but Carey maintains the possession. That an errant pass. Chasing it down is Metzger. He's pushed. Was it behind? Whistle blows, and we'll go the other way. Aiello on the field, incensed at that call. Here's another look at it again. Metzger does get certainly pushed, but unclear, or not decided certainly. And look at this ride here by O'Connell. Gets the ball on the carpet. That errant pass picked off, and now here comes Carey. O'Connell. The fake pass, spinning. Oh, and what a save by Seaman. His 6th and maybe best save of the game. Decker. Can the Dalers capitalize on the other end? That was an unsettled situation for Carey. And what a save by Danny Seaman. That blue-collar guy, the son of a New York City fireman. He's a hard worker. He's played high-level lacrosse, played against some of the top attackmen as well. This is his first high school start, though, and he's come up big to this point. 30 seconds left. Decker can't get free for that shot. Woodland puts his shoulder down. He's got to back it up too. There's Kyle Wilson. He'll go all the way back out. They'll go for the last shot here, under 10 seconds. Wilson spins on his defender. That's Metzger. He shoots. That one is wide. Picked up behind the cage. Under a second. Will that one count? It will not count. No goal for Farmingdale. And that's a good call by the officials. The crowd here doesn't like it. We'll give you another look, though, and it was clearly after the final clock. When Woodland got it, I want to say there was 0.8 seconds left, so definitely, though, under a second, but that'll do it here. Oh, we'll take one more look. Here's that save again by Seaman. Look at this save. In front. Oh, beautiful save by Seaman. He's led the Dalers on that end, and it's been by committee on the attack. 6-4 is your score. Farmingdale with the lead. 12 minutes left to play. We've got them for you next, right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Now is the time to promote your business on our broadcasts.
Now Farmingdale will fire and find the back of the net.
Top of the key, 4-3, good.
With viewership in the thousands, your company will get the local attention it needs. Best of all, we offer affordable rates. High school sports online audiences are growing. Take advantage by advertising with Varsity Media.
Hands off, three-point shot is up and in. You back them back 3 yards, it doesn't matter. Touchdown, Freeport.
Contact us today, 516-403-2050, varsitymedia.net.
12 minutes left here at Howitt Middle School. The season opener, which has been a couple years in the making. Farmingdale breaking their huddle. The Dalers with a 6-4 lead against the Seahawks of Carey. And again, these teams play usually early in the season. It's obviously always a non-league or non-conference game. And traditionally, they've been this tight as well. You go back a couple years ago, it was 8-7, Farmingdale with the last win. 2019 was a great year for Farmingdale, 13-4, 8-2 in Conference A. They lost to Syosset in the Nassau A semifinals. That was May 22nd, 2019. That was also the last game played for Farmingdale until this one here today on the Varsity Media Sports Network with So Haps. Off that loose ball, the Dalers on attack. Woodland, quick pass in front! And there's the goal. Woodland, the assist. And it looks like, was it Decker 23? It's 22. Hickes, his third of the game. And again, another one of those goals that you kind of almost credit more of that assist, right? Where Woodland, that great look. And a really good start here for Farmingdale. Hickes is third of the game. Woodland's first assist and the largest lead for the Dalers at 7-4. Carey, you could argue, the more explosive attacking team, and referees blow this play dead as there's an injury for Farmingdale on the far side. With the injury, we'll take a timeout as well. 11:19 left in regulation. Farmingdale leads Carey 7-4. You're watching this League One crossover game on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Media is available to broadcast your team's big event. Rivalry game.
Off the screen. 3 ball is good.
Senior night. Whatever the occasion, we enhance the viewing experience with our productions. Don't settle for a boring stream. Call today for more information about our services. 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Varsity Media is the tri-state area's leader in sports media production. We specialize in live streaming.
Gargiulo over the middle. He's got a man. It's complete. And Ciolino. See you later. Touchdown, Massapequa.
Videography. And photography. Covering all sports at all levels. We feature aerial photography and videography, college recruiting videos,
welcome back. Good hand there for CJ Mangio, the sophomore face-off guy. Certainly hope he will be all right. O'Connell from X. Shot wide of the cage. Metzger, the attempt. Backup was there, though, so Carey will maintain possession. O'Connell. Lefty opportunity. Bailey from up top. He scored from there earlier this game. More of a bouncer, though, for Bailey earlier. You see it again. O'Connell, that was the wraparound opportunity. As O'Connell puts the ball back into play. These Dalers polls, and it wasn't necessarily by design, but they're all football guys. So they have that football, as another shot by Bailey was wide. They've got that football physicality, which Hungerford, of course, has also an assistant coach for the football team, loves. Metzger. Good job there by one of the Poles getting his stick up in the passing lane, and we talk about those Poles, and you've got Lembo, Bolello, Ramos, even Smichael as the long stick mini. Those are all football guys, and the same is true of Chachio as well. Tomaso Ramos was a terrific JV football player, that defensive midfielder as well for the Dalers. And there is Chachio now on the ball. One goal on the day for Dom Chachio. Surveys the situation. He's got the shorty. And Chachio looks like he wants to try to take advantage of that. Looks to beat Bailey. Gets to X. The fact that Chachio is playing into this fourth quarter, a really, really good sign for the Dalers. He's been, again, limited throughout much of the preseason with a hamstring issue. Another pass broken up. Cowan got his stick on it, and here's Tadaro. The pole goal? No, says Seaman. His 7th of the game. Plays opening up now. Pass in front. Woodland! His 2nd of the game. It's 8-4 for the Dalers. Woodland just goes over his shoulder. Good-looking goal from a good-looking junior. I said I love pole goals. Seaman said, not today, Dylan. Getting the better there of Jojo Tadaro. Tadaro, interesting enough, he committed, back when you could do this, obviously, like in 8th grade and 9th grade, he committed early to, as we're going to go the other way, he committed early to Syracuse, decommitted, then he committed to Johns Hopkins, but of course, they had that coaching change, and then there was maybe a question mark, do you continue to have that commitment? But Tadaro spoke to the new coaching staff, likes what he's seen and heard from them, so he's continuing that commitment or honoring that commitment, and he will be part of that storied program next year. The others could really put this game away here on this possession. Kyle Wilson. He's also got the shorty matchup. Wilson gets on his horse, gets it to X, looks for options. There's Cutters. He goes down, and that's our first flag of the game. Ball's on the turf. It should be dead, and it is now. So first man up situation for either team. It'll be a 30-second one, and there you see it. So it'll be a push on Will Tolliver, 28. So a 30-second man up opportunity here for Farmingdale. We'll get our first look at their man up. Wilson gets it to Chachio. They'll play catch. Switches it to Woodland back up top. And now Chachio. Some good movement. Goal line extended. And again, sticks up in the passing lane. Woodland splits a pair of defenders. Still has it. But he'll be called for the ward. So that not only will end this EMO or certainly that chance in the attacking end. It likely also will end the EMO. But Carey needs to clear, and that is not an easy deal against these Dalers. Kyle Lewis up top. And Carey will call a timeout. Their deficit 8-4. They need the response. The last time Carey played, 2019, tough year for them. 6-11, 2-6 in Conference B1. We mentioned, though, again, high expectations for them in Class B, with sitting right behind Garden City in the preseason seedings. Their schedule, and it's a really tight one for any of these lacrosse teams. Most weeks you're playing at least 2 games. Some other weeks you're playing 3, so it's really not a lot of time to practice. They'll be home for Herrick's next. Then they go to Syosset on May 10th. The 12th they take on Seaford. Then look at this. They've got Pequot on the 18th. They're at East Meadow on the 21st, and then they're at Garden City on the 24th, and then the 26th against Southside. So a really, really busy schedule. And we've got a busy schedule for you as well on the Varsity Media Sports Network. There's some of our games for you as well. Jam-packed. So many high-level games here in Nassau County. And by the way, if you're a Suffolk County fan, you're like, why not us? Listen, we will take on anybody who wants to get a broadcast. Just let us know. Reach out to us, email us, but there you see our schedule, and it's a really, really good one. Tomorrow, we'll be out at Syosset to see A.J. Alexander and Joe Buetti, and the Braves taking on Southside. Brady West, another one of those guys you want to look forward to seeing. We've got the tradition-laden Trojans of Garden City taking on Port Washington on Friday, and then the Dalers and the Trojans meet up again, or they will meet up on Monday as well. All of those games right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. You want to subscribe to us, you want to follow us on social media. We'll be releasing more of our lacrosse schedule in the coming days. Off the timeout, Carey needs something quickly. O'Connell, the bouncer! Just what they ordered. Jimmy O'Connell, his second goal of the game. The bouncer gets inside that near post, and it's 8-5 now. See, O'Connell just beats his man, overhand shot, sneaks inside. O'Connell's not a guy who will blow by you with blinding speed, but he's got that great change of direction. He's got a really good job of kind of feeling where you are, where that pressure is. That's how often he gets his hands free. Such a smart player. Critical face-off here on the ground. Tadaro looks to chase it down, and Carey will get it. So here we go, 6-12, plenty of time in lacrosse, not necessarily a hurry. Dina Cola gets the ball off the turf. Hands off to Lewis. So we'll see what Carey has here. In the final 6 minutes, they are trailing by 3. O'Connell sets the pick. And there's Metzger. One of the best middies on Long Island. Gets the pole as well. Metzger plays a two-man game. Feeds it in front. And the goal scored by Dina Cola. And don't look now, but the Seahawks are not done yet. So Metzger, the good-looking pass, and look at the way he led it as well. A perfect one for Dina Cola. Back-to-back goals. has cut Carey's deficit now to 8-6. Some pushing a little bit by the wings at the bottom of your screen. For Carey, that's Cowan and Nicky Biscardi for Farmingdale. They race in. Every ground ball now so important. Benelli wanted to push, wasn't called. Still in the ground. It is going the other way. So Farmingdale. This has been very much a game of runs. Generally speaking, it's been like back-to-back goals for both of these teams. Farmingdale had the best run, though, in this game. They scored 3 straight from the third quarter into the fourth quarter to get that 8-4 lead, but it's been back-to-back goals now by Carey to cut their deficit to 8-6. Chaccio. He's got Di Nicola on him. Again, this is a Farmingdale team. This is the way they want to play. They want to take the air out of it. They want to be patient. They want to grind it out. They want to make the extra pass. When you're chasing the game, it's that much more difficult. Chaccio, you've got to force mistakes, but that's also now the strength of Carey with those poles. And their ability, especially, to read the passing lanes. Kyle Wilson, you remember his brother Kevin, of course, that stud football player now at LIU. A running back there. Another one of these rising stock guys for the Dalers. Wilson behind the cage, spins, pushes it out. Lefty shot. Backup is there, though, for the Dalers. 4:07 remaining. And there's Woodland. Chaccio. Gets it back to X. You got to figure Carey at some point soon is going to have to be a little bit more aggressive defensively. But that's not going to matter there as Becker. Number 3, it looks like, with his third goal. See, again, it comes from X. And Becker buries it. The 3-year varsity guy, a role player, a good finisher around the crease, which we just saw there. The funny thing is, Hungerford said Becker is a guy who will manufacture like 1 or 2 goals a game. Well, he's got 3, so he's above maybe his expectations. 9-6 the lead. Look at that ground ball. You don't have to go necessarily, but oh, what a cross-crease pass and the goal. Well, Farmingdale's not a team that wants to go fast, but they can, and Becker, back-to-back goals. His 4th now, and look at this, the assist as well by Capucciati, 12. His 2nd assist of the game, and he's the guy who also picked up the ground ball. So you get a GB, you get an assist. And Becker, the 4th goal, could that put it away? Back-to-back goals by Becker. Now extends the largest lead of the game for Farmingdale. It's 10-6 with under 4 to play. Now you could take some of that air out of the ball. Hungerford on the sideline, got both hands up. Slowed down. Woodland takes a peek over his shoulder at his coach, and he'll do just that. Wilson, though, quick pass, maybe a bit too quick. Woodland is swarmed. Really smart play there, just kicking the ball ahead. Timeout by Farmingdale as Hickes got the ground ball and just made sure that the Dalers can maintain their possession. On that sideline, you see Mike Hungerford right there at the top right of your screen talking to his team. And in our conversation, he said, look, we like to believe we're going to be really good defensively. We've seen that as well. They're deep in the midfield as well. They can go 7 or 8 deep in that midfield when they are healthy, and that's the key word, when they are healthy. He thinks that midfield depth is a strength as well, of course, as those polls, as we've seen. The expectations for Farmingdale, look, there's no complete team, he says, in Conference A, so he thinks we could win it as well. Again, if we can stay healthy. And the Dalers 2 minutes and 37 seconds away from a big season opening win here. We'll see them again in next Monday against Garden City. These games come thick and fast, not just for the coaches and players, but for us here in Varsity Media as well. There you can see our schedule. So really not many days off for us, but that's fine. We've had a whole year off from Lacrosse broadcast, so we'll take them as they come. Sayas at Southside tomorrow should be a good one. And again, Friday, Garden City, Port Washington. See both the Dalers and the Trojans again, and Old Spring Harbor and Syosset. That should be a fun one as well. All of those games right here on the Varsity Media Show. If you haven't already, you want to subscribe here on YouTube. You want to follow us on social media. More announcements coming as it pertains to our schedule. Decker gets in. And Cowan, aggressive defending, trying to get the ball from Decker. The double will come as well. Decker still on it. Gets doubled. Spins away, still has it, gets hammered. Was smart to just release the ball as Wilson gets it back, and that's a tough pass. And you get that. That's a little bit of what you get with a younger player with Wilson, a junior. Woodland will back off. They're not going to ride here with under 2 minutes to go with a 4-goal lead, at least not as aggressively as they did before. And offside was the call, so we'll go back the other way. Tough one there for Carey. And now, with a minute and a half left, or under a minute and a half left, you figure Dalers just trying to wind this clock down. Will Lazinski become an extra defender? We'll see if that's the case here. Doubling the ball constantly now if you're Carey. And that's one way to do it for Capucciati. Goal, or excuse me, 2 assists for Capucciati. It's been a balanced attack. You've got Hickes with 3 goals, 4 for Becker. We'll stay here with Farmingdale, 48 seconds left. Seaman's been a star, though, too, in their cage with 7 saves. Wilson, he'll look to back up. Aiello kind of wants to also just let his guys back it up. But again, Cowan with the stick in the passing lane. He's been so good at that. A bit as advertised as well, going to Delaware. Long pass downfield, 20 seconds to go. Gets out to midfield. And Wilson scoops up the GB. A ground ball that should just about seal it here for Farmingdale. Carey got as close as 8-6 in this fourth quarter, but back-to-back goals by Colton Becker sealed it for Farmingdale. The Dalers go to mob their goalie, Danny Seaman, deservedly so as well. The junior, spectacular today. 7 saves on the game, highlight reel ones at that as well. And the Dalers celebrate a 10-6 win. Again, Colton Becker led the offense, 4 goals and an assist. Hickes with 3 goals. Woodland with a pair as well. Capucciati 2 assists, Woodland an assist as well. Almadina doing a solid job as well at the faceoff X. Carey, well, they'll lose their opener, but they'll take on Herrick's next before facing Syosset. 2 goals for O'Connell and Metzger. A save apiece for Lazinski and Mantone, and Bailey with a goal as well for the Seahawks. That just about does it here, or that will do it here for us on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Again, your final score, 10-6. Let's show our schedule once again. It is a busy one tomorrow. Syosset and Southside. That one a little bit of an earlier start than today. A 4:30 start at Syosset. You'll want to catch that one and all our remaining games as well on the Varsity Media Sports Network. So again, your final score, 10-6 for the Dalers. For our entire crew, for Ron Pierre and Matt McCower-Brown and the mayor of Seaford, Nick Louisi, I'm Dylan Butler. Thanking you again for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow for our next lacrosse broadcast on the Varsity Media Sports Network.